So I had a situation that happened recently, probably like at the end of last year, that landed me into a mental health institute, in which I voluntarily checked myself in due to erratic behavior, things that I hadn't normally done, and things that I started to over spiritualize. But even though this was all a traumatic experience for me, even though I got to see the inside of mental health facilities and how people are treated and how employees are allowed to just be however, especially with people who are going through something and while we're trying to get the help that we need, I at the end of it all, feel like it shined a light on things that were already happening, where I was already kind of drifting on my spiritual walk, but I felt like I was fine and I was not. And when I say spiritual, I'm talking about Jesus, because I believe that he is the way, the truth, and the life, and that no one can come to the Father except through him. That's my belief. But I had begun to over spiritualize a lot of things, even though it wasn't as extreme as it was in this season. I was beginning to over spiritualize things. I was beginning to mislabel things as God. I was following emotion and following feelings over the leading of the Holy Spirit. And so I feel like this moment was a moment of grace where, when it was all said and done, I was able to fall into a place of grace and mercy, and I was able to rediscover his love for me, and I was able to push through some very difficult things. I just remember laying there after everything had happened, with something that felt like a weight on my chest, and it was so heavy, and I didn't feel like I would get through it. I had severe anxiety and panic attacks and things that I had felt that I had worked past in the past, and which I honestly did work past. But it all came back. But it was because I remembered God bringing me through severe anxiety and bringing me through depression and bringing me through difficult situations that I didn't think I would be able to overcome in the last season, that was able to bring me through this situation. I don't know what season you're in, but I will say that a lot of times the enemy will come in, and sometimes our decision, sometimes medication, like in my instance, it was my decisions, but it was also medication. But whatever the situation is, it can land us into different situations. It calls us to make choices that will cause us to feel ashamed. And shame is one of the big tactics that the enemy will use. He will use it to push us back, to keep us from walking in our calling, to keep us from speaking up, and just to prevent us from truly living out the life that God has planned for us. So one thing that has helped me through this journey is to speak up. Anytime that I begin to speak, it shines light on the situation and exposes darkness. It exposes deception. It exposes the lies of the enemy, and it allows me to speak truth and remember that God still has purpose for my life. He still has a plan for me. And if he still has a plan for me, he still has a plan for you. If he brought me through that situation and many other dumb situations that I've gotten myself in before, he can bring you through any situation that you will ever face. So just speak life over yourself. Speak life into your situation. But the pastor today was talking about being authentic and being honest. So be honest with yourself. Be honest before God. Be willing to be vulnerable before his presence and before his throne, and allow him to restore you in his perfect timing, because he will do it, and I am a living testament.